This
to
conference will
understand.
now be recorded.
There is a lot to understand about social media, and it would take hours if we went into every little detail about each. So this is just the basics. Okay, YouTube. This is funny because this is the one that everyone is most nervous about because people think that you have to create a video on YouTube and it just has to flow right away. But there's a lot of editing and stuff like that involved, which we'll go over briefly. So YouTube is free to sign up. It consists of videos, and as of recently, creators can now post photos, but they only post photos usually for if it's someone who posts consistently and they didn't post a video, they'll usually post a photo and say, hey guys, sorry I missed a week. Here's just a little photo, but it's not what the platform is about, but that is an option on there. It is the #1 social media platform for viewers, your potential clients, and creators. So, they're pretty equal on creating and viewing. Takes the most work and consistency to create a following, and that's where the video editing comes in, and it takes time to do. And so YouTube is usually the one that people don't follow through with because of that, but I believe it's the most rewarding one. It is information based. So whenever you Google something like, I don't know, how to paint my house, you're gonna look it up on Google, but some people don't learn just by reading Google. So what do? They go to the videos, and that leads them back to YouTube, and that's basically where you'll get all these awesome informational videos on how to do whatever you want to do. Or let's see, I'm feeling down today. I just don't feel like myself. How can I get back up and get in good spirits? Well, you can read a blog, but I hate reading. So I'm going to go watch a good presentation on how to feel my best today. I'm going to watch people talk and get motivated. Then I'm going to start cleaning the house because I can play that on YouTube. So it's just really versatile for people, and they want to, oh, I can hear myself. They want to listen to something or watch something more. It's just how we're wired. Yeah, that's YouTube. Okay, Facebook. Facebook is free to sign up. You can connect with literally everyone. Like, we've all gotten that friend request from a third cousin's mom's friend who sells Mary Kay. Like, we all have had those random Facebook friend requests because everyone is on it, and it's a people-based platform. You can upload photos, posts, links straight to your website, which is really awesome. It's so easy because since everyone is on Facebook, all they do is look at it, click, and you're there. Super easy touch. You can create a live video from anywhere. You can post a video that you had in your phone. All the good stuff. Post your statuses, post your feelings. It's the #2 form of social media with the second highest number of users and potential clients. With that being said, like we said, you could connect with everyone. There are different groups that you can be on. And I'm sure we're all part of groups. I am an Aldi fanatic. I'm in an Aldi group with all the good deals, and you can create your own group, and we all have our real estate pages that can become groups as well. People like it and they follow it. It's just a really great way to stay connected with all sorts of things. Okay, Instagram. Instagram to me is a more of an emotional based platform. It's free to sign up, consists of photos and videos or multiple types of videos. So basically, you can do a short film on there. It's easier to edit than a YouTube video because Instagram does give you some tools to help you do that. You can do live videos. You can just upload videos on your feed. Great way to post information. You can connect without any sort of acceptance with public profiles. So on Instagram, you can either have a private profile where you can see who wants to be your friend and you can accept it or not, sort of like Facebook. Or you can have a public profile where anybody can follow you, anybody can see what you're posting, and it's just a really great way to really connect with people in that way and sort of not sneak around it, but just be present in there for them to see you. It's the number 3 form of social media with third highest number of users and potential clients. Which it's awesome. Like, these numbers are so high and they're growing every day. And honestly, these can all switch around. One day Instagram could be higher than Facebook or Facebook higher than YouTube. But the numbers are so high on these. For Instagram, also with how strangers can follow you, it's a great way to connect with people because it's not weird to be strangers on Instagram. Like, strangers follow each other all the time, so it's not something that's odd because I'm not a fitness person, but I want to follow a fitness person and see how she's doing her workouts and stuff, and I'm going to comment, and then she's going to constantly see me supporting her, and eventually she could reach out to me, we could become friends and stuff like that. And it's a great way to grow your social media and excel in that way too. Excuse me. Okay, how to grow your business with social media. Staying consistent and posting at least once a day. When you're always on there, the algorithms of all these platforms, they see you, whether you think so or not. They start to see a pattern, like, okay, she's constantly posting, he's constantly posting. Okay, their cousin Jimmy watches their videos every day, or they like their posts every day. So we're going to show this to cousin Jimmy more. So they are looking at those things and basically putting you out to the people who follow you the most. And it's something to really take a look at. And we'll talk about that later with algorithms, but just make sure you're posting consistently at least once a day so that you can do that and you can create a following in that way. Create posts that spark an emotion in people and make them think sometimes. Not all the time. You don't always have to be serious. I like to have fun on social media, but even just a simple fact of how we post real estate facts that are going on, or everything with COVID and real estate. People are really curious about that and they want to say, oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad that we're coming up from this. Or for instance, I mean, we see there's a pandemic going on right now. There is, if you watch the news, everything that's going on with our cities, there are so much emotion, and people are bringing that out on social media, and you can see it and you can feel it, and that does something to people, and you just kind of have to understand that too. Comment back to people and create conversation, like others' posts, say happy birthday, etc. Creating a conversation in your post. If someone commented, I love this, try commenting back, me too, what's your favorite part? What kind of house do you like? Or creating that conversation brings your posts to the top usually. People can see activity that's going on, and your commenting back and forth is an activity. You saying happy birthday and the people commenting back, that's an activity, and social media's, the platforms recognize that. Planning ahead doesn't have to be stressful. They actually have apps. They can do it on some form of social media where you plan ahead and post for a certain time for your post to go live. So take advantage of that stuff. Maybe every Friday night or every Saturday when you're sitting at home and you got nothing to do, write a list like Sunday through Saturday, what do I want to post each day? And then just plan it out. Make links to things beforehand, and then post it on your page, whatever you use, whichever form you do it. Or with YouTube, it'll take time because those are videos, you're gonna want more time to actually do a video and put more thought into it. So that's just a small way to grow. Okay, creating a business profile on social media. So we all have our regular profiles, and then we also have the business version. You can select the business option on any of them, and they're there for you. You can even look up a YouTube video on how to do it on your side. All platforms provide basic analytics for free, which is awesome. We need to take advantage of that. Stay up to date with your analytics to cater to your potential clients. They always tell you what they want to see. And then you have an option to pay for a post to become an ad. So I posted a photo here. You can see the Facebook ad. So basically this could actually be your real estate into people's view. Like for, you know, when we scroll on Facebook and see the timelines, or when we're on Instagram and you get those random ads, you can pay for yours. And it's actually so you pay for the number of people you want to view it, basically, or how many eyes will see it. You can pay $5 for 1,600 people to see it. You have so many options with that. It's a great way, instead of paying $50 for something else, like a little buck for your ad to go in, put it on a social media platform where there are thousands or millions and millions of people. Okay, analytics. This is great. If you look closely, I know it's kind of hard to see, but analytics will tell you everything you will need to know on how to grow your business. We see Instagrams, it says, and this is just random, I just pulled these off the internet, but this is just an example of what they offer. So for instance, on Instagram, you can see how many followers you're gaining per day, when your followers are on, what day your followers are on, the age range, the cities, is it men or women, all different types of things. Facebook does the same thing, how many activities are going on, how many likes, unlikes, how much your page is growing, how much it's decreasing, and YouTube's the same. So basically, your audience is going to tell you what they want. That's it. You are catering to the people that you have as your audience currently. So you need to stick to that, and then it will grow over time. If you cater to people who are not in your audience yet, you are going to lose who you have currently. So I highly suggest sticking and bringing together what your audience wants now. And making them happy with that, because you will keep them for a while with it. Okay, so does anybody have any questions, not understanding, or whatever you guys want to talk about?
Are we able to have you walk us through like doing something on Instagram? Because when you showed me that and what you're supposed to tag and how you're supposed to do all that, that was like a game changer for me.
Okay, so I didn't go over that stuff today. If Terry's okay with it, and if we can have another meeting with it, then I could better prepare that. I can give a few tips now, but that's definitely more of like an extensive meeting.
Correct. Yeah, we definitely, I think, would appreciate a little bit more extensive how-to, walking through the steps like we've talked about. I did have a question. I was trying to unmute myself, but I have a lot of stuff going on my screen. You talked about making links, Layla,
yes.
And also the applications to plan ahead. So what apps are there that you know of that we could go on, like on a Saturday, to plan our week?
Okay, so one, I know Facebook does have a plan ahead theme that would be in your settings. Some apps, I mean, I personally just use my documents notes in my computer and write it all there. Like I'm typing a paper, I type my links and then I copy and paste it all. But let me look at some. There are some that I have used before. Let me get them up.
Because I wonder if there's like a calendar. You know how like we use our calendars for everything.
Right.
didn't
And
know-
they're constantly making new ones, you know. Let's
Or
see.
what about if we like created an invite, so to speak? You know, when you send someone a calendar invite, I don't know if you can set it up for yourself. I'd have to play with my Outlook calendar, but I definitely am a fan of picking on a Saturday or Sunday what I'd like to send out for the week. So
Mhm.
for those of you that are on here, you know, Debbie and Bill's daughter, Julia, she does our social media for Schneider Real Estate, but she'll also work for you all individually. So I don't have the time, honestly, I wished I did, to find the really great articles. Have you noticed like Amy Davison? She's always got articles she's posting on Facebook about all sorts of things, and she targets her audience to Layla's point. And I reached out to Julia. I pay her monthly. She bills Schneider, Debbie takes care of it, and then bills me monthly on my statement. So it's really nice that Julia is going to my Gander Team Facebook page, and she's posting articles about couples recently. If you guys look, it was couples who had to cancel their wedding because of the coronavirus, so they're buying homes instead, right? And I'm like, oh, sweet Jesus, somebody else is posting for me. Not that I still wouldn't want to know how to if I had some other personal things, you know, that you wanted to put out there.
So I have a couple apps that I just pulled up that I've used before. One is Hootsuite, HOOTSUITE, and it schedules your posts. And then another one is Planoly, PLANOLY.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Does anyone else have any questions today about the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook?
I don't know anything.
do.
Okay, so Lori, was that you first?
Yeah.
And then
Well, I don't know if I was first, but
I
I'll
heard
go
I-
first. So you said there's personal and then there's business accounts. Which one is best to set up first? I know that Facebook business and personal are like linked together, but what about the other two?
So with Instagram, I do business. I think you can do, it really depends on what you want to use it for. So for instance, I have a business Instagram because it's linked towards business. I want to make sure I'm catering to my audience. There's no right or wrong way. There's just not, but it depends on all of what you want to do. If you want your profile to grow, do business. If you want more eyes to see your profile, do business, just so that you can look at those analytics. It's really just a good summary of this is what's happening on the backside of your profile. And as an entrepreneur and real estate agent, you want to look at that to see, okay, my clients like this and they don't like this. They don't, why waste time posting stuff that nobody's looking at when you could use your time better off posting something they love?
Okay.
And then YouTube it's more of the same way. I haven't done too much study on YouTube just because I personally don't use that platform as much. It's something that I do want to get into more, but I know that they have about the same analytics as Instagram and Facebook does in helping you understand. And I think even on YouTube, you can pay for a more extensive analytic background.
Okay.
Does that answer your question okay? Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
No problem.
Joe?
Anyone else?
Yeah, I was saying, I think, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, I got an Instagram page, but, I don't know necessarily. I'm going to be 40 this year. I don't know where that age bracket is. I don't see a lot of my age bracket or above or around a lot on Instagram. So I'm just trying to say from a business standpoint, I guess, or I mean, I don't see the need for it from a personal use, but I mean, like you said, it can be intertwined, right? Personal equals business. So I get that, but do you see like, or have analytics based off of that Instagram and age bracket, and is it worth the time, or should you maybe focus on what your age group is on?
I think you should okay. I think that's awesome that you're your age and doing Instagram, because yes, there are more younger, like young adults. I think the age range now is between 13 and I want to say 26 is like the highest number, but that doesn't mean that we're not looking at people who offer something different. Like, you have to differentiate yourself no matter how old you are. And show why you're different and why people should come to your profile and look at you. Whether it be like, hey, listen to this cool story. Like, this is what I can offer you. I can tell you my funny real estate stories, or just got this awesome deal. Like, you have to pull people in to like you. The age doesn't matter at all. I follow a 80-year-old who's just funny and she loves to live life, and I think she's great. So it's just like about what you post and you catering to your audience. Again, I really don't think age has anything to do with it. I hope does that answer okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Mo?
Joe, I'd like to say that I have gotten out of my comfort zone and got Instagram, and I did not have that one, and I got Layla to help me on that, and she was so much help. And I also I even find like my son, his friend was like, "Your mom's on Instagram?" So I mean, I find people that it's connecting me somehow to people that even my son knows. And I just think, okay, if I'm on these now, it's better for me in even 10 years. If my son's kid wants to, he's always been connected to me on Instagram, and he wants to buy a house or something. You never know where it could eventually lead you. That's why I'm also on TikTok, even though I don't do any of that crazy stuff on TikTok, but I am on TikTok.
Merle?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jennifer.
I was just going to confirm that I also use Julia, who will be more consistent. I think it's like $85 a month or something, but it's probably a great bang for the buck. And then I, of course, share it on my personal page. So I have a business page that she keeps up, and she also does LinkedIn for me, just starting recently. But I was also going to remind everybody, while I can tell you specifically that I've gotten business off of social media, many times, if we think in terms of corporate advertising, so like Joseph or Lori or Jennifer, you have corporate advertising that you're doing to create an image in the community. So you may someday get a stick of business, and you cannot necessarily directly tie it to an ad on Facebook or a comment or whatever. It's an image that you're creating over time. So of course, I've created an image that I do investment real estate. So Joe, if you're into that, or Layla or whatever, you need to be doing some educational stuff in that regard, but it just positions you as an expert, and you should try to find ways to differentiate yourself from all the other 1,200 realtors, locally or whatever. So anyway, definitely it works over time. And I think I've created an image over time that I know something. And sometimes they run into a problem. I had, one where my son hooked me up with a gal that was having a problem with her landlord. And it was actually going into foreclosure. I ended up buying the house and ended up moving her into becoming a buyer, and she bought another house. So there's all kinds of business there on social media, but you may not actually see the direct connection. like I graduated in high school in 1900, and I still have a lot of my classmates from Duchenne. I just sold one where she sold their father's house. I haven't talked to Paula since 19, and but she looked me up as a trusted soul. Actually, that's how I met Merritt. Was I went to a class reunion, met Merritt, and that's made me a couple 100,000 if you watch my other video. But anyway, yeah, social media just kind of creates that your image building, and then one thing kind of adds to the other, adds to the other.